Well, instead of sitting out there and doing biology, you could be getting help. All right. Some of us, I think, rushed through our assignment a little bit on Thursday because some of us, are you done? Okay. Some of us, when it was a prism, we wrote pyramid and vice versa every once in a while, so we just have to slow down and actually take a look at some things. Okay? So in this guy, is it a polyhedron? 8. 8. Really? Mine says 8. Oh, it's 7. All right, it's 7. Sorry. My bad. Is this a polyhedron? How do we know whether or not it is a polyhedron? If the bases and the sides have to be polygons. Okay? So what type is this? This is it's a pyramid. What's my base? It's a square pyramid. Okay? How many bases does a pyramid have? 1. No matter what, if it's a pyramid, it's only going to have 1 base. Okay? So around this, how many faces does it have, not counting the base? 4. Has 4 faces. How many edges? Oh, how'd you get that? Slow down. Okay? If I have a square pyramid, okay, it's got 4 edges along the bottom, and it's got 4 edges, stop, 4 edges here. So we have a total, you are correct, of 8 edges. How many vertices does it have? 5. It's got 4 around the bottom and 1 up here on top. Okay, not so bad, right? How about this guy? Is he a polyhedron? Yes. What's my base? It's a pentagon, so that makes this a pentagonal prism. Good. Okay. In any prism, how many faces or how many bases do I have? 2. I have to have 2 bases, and my bases are not always on top and bottom. They could be on the side, right? If this guy was on his side, my bases would be on the side, but they're going to be parallel. They're also going to be congruent, okay? The top and the bottom base are going to be the same, so they're congruent, and they're going to be perpendicular from each other. Okay, so does a rectangular pyramid have 2 bases? That is false. Why is that false? Because pyramids just have 1 base. Okay. A triangular prism has 2 bases. Yes, that one is going to be true. Prisms have 2 bases. The bases of a prism are congruent polygons. True, yep. We just talked about that. They have to be congruent. The top and the bottom are going to be the same. A cone has 2 bases. False. All right, false, yep. A sphere, I like to say sphere, is a polyhedra. No. Good. All right, so we've talked about prisms, blah, blah, blah. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about lateral faces. Okay, the lateral faces are just the faces that don't include the bases. It's the stuff that's along the sides. So if I have a hexagonal prism, okay, my bases are, in this case, my sides, because they might not always be the top and the bottom. My lateral faces are going to be what's around it. Okay? Yep, exactly. So in this case, there's 6 sides, so there's going to be 6 lateral faces. Good call. You gonna be okay? All right, good. All right. A net. Okay. A net is what happens if I flatten out my shape. So, my Nature's Valley box is a what? A rectangular prism. It's a rectangular prism. If I take Nature Valley apart, and laid it flat, this would be the net of my box. Okay? So with my hexagonal prism, stop it. Oopsie. My hexagonal prism, okay, my net around it is a whole bunch of, what are these guys? Rectangles. And my top and my bottom are going to be hexagons, yeah. So today we're going to talk about surface area and finding the area of these guys. Okay? So in order to find the area of this, I would have to find the area of my hexagons, right? How many of them do I have? 2. So I would have to find 2 area of my hexagon, area of my hexagon, right? And how many rectangles do I have? 6 of them. So I would have to find the area of my 6 rectangles and add them all together, right? All right, so now I have a rectangular prism. Stop laughing at me, it makes me feel bad. All right, so rectangular prism, okay? My left face and my right face, so the green ones, okay, are, what are my dimensions? Yep, 5 by 8. So what's my area of that face? 40 inches squared. All right, my front and my back, so the pinkish, coralish, whatever color that is, are what? 3 by 8. So that is 24 inches squared. And then I have my bases, my top and my bottom in this case, are 5 by 3. Meanwhile, so my bases are what? 15 inches squared. Okay, so if we're going to find the total, how many of these do I have? 2.
How many of what?
How many left and right face? I have 2 green ones, right? How many pinkish ones do I have? 2. And how many bases do I have? 2. So now I have to add them all up. 80 plus 48 plus 30 gives me who? Somebody plug it into their calculator so that we actually get the correct answer. So that we don't come back and you guys are like, you got it wrong, Stuberg. 158? Are you sure?
Yeah, it's 158.
All right, inches squared. All right, there's got to be a faster way to do this, isn't there?
Yes.
Rather than having to add them all up. All right, your formula. Listen. Okay, your formula is 2 times the area of the base. That's what that area of the base means. Plus perimeter of the base times the height. Okay? You need to be careful with the height. Okay? The height isn't always up and down. The height is the distance between your two bases. Okay? Be careful with this. Distance between the two bases. So it's not necessarily the up and down height. It is the distance between the two bases, is what they mean by the height. You know exactly what.
What did I do?
We can have that discussion later then.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, so in this case, what is the height of my prism? 15, because my bases are what? What shape? They're triangles, yep. And so my height in this case would be 15. Okay, not always a vertical height. All right, let's do a couple of these. Shape of my base is a rectangle. Therefore, this is a rectangular prism. All right, rectangular prisms, doesn't matter which sides I make my bases. No, you just have to choose. Okay, so let's decide, do we want our top and our bottom to be my bases or the sides? You want the sides? Okay, we're going to make the front side then my base. So the front side and the back side is what we're going to make our bases then. Okay, so the dimensions of my front is what? 2 times 3, which is, so 6 inches squared is the area of my base. My perimeter is what? How do I find perimeter? Add up the sides. So add up the sides of my base. So 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 gives me, so the perimeter of my base is 10 inches. Okay, we're not using the 6 yet. Okay, we chose to use the front and the back. Okay, what is my height? My height is 6 inches. Stop. Okay, yes, I'm going to call you out every time you're talking while I'm talking. All right, so we've got to go 2 times the area of my base, which was what? 6 plus the perimeter of my base, which is 10 times my height, which is 6. So my 2 times my 6 is 12 plus 60 gives me, so 72 inches squared. You must show your work. I don't care that you can do it in your head. I don't care that you are doing it in your calculator. You must show me that this is what is going through your head and into your calculator. Comprende? All right. All right, what is my base?
Triangle.
In this case, is there something cool going on back there? Or? All right, so what is my base? In this case, it is my triangles, because those are my 2 faces that are parallel from each other, which makes this a what? Triangular prism. All right, so since my base is a triangle, how do I find the area of a triangle? This is kind of where some of us, yeah, we got to take 1/2 base times height. So 1/2, 4 times 3. Well, no, just 1/2, 4 times 3. Once you do 1/2, you don't have to divide by 2. So what is my area? 6 meters squared. No. What is this length? Okay, it tells us that it's 5, right? What if it doesn't tell us that it's 5? How can I figure it out? The Pythagorean theorem, yep. Okay, so in this case, my perimeter is 12 meters, yep. Add up your 3 sides of your triangle. Okay, what is my height? What's the distance between my 2 bases? 2. Okay, and then you're plugging into your formula. 2 times, what's the area of my base? 6 plus 12 times 2, yep. So 12 plus 24 gives us 36 what? Meters squared. Okay. Do we need to do a couple more of these? Are you sure? All right.